This past Saturday was artificial Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And Star Wars decided to drop a brand new trailer for its next live action threatening the Acolyte. And they're going to be coming out with a 2-episode premiere just about a month from now. I know I can definitely wait. And by the looks of the people who are watching this stuff and paying attention, it also looks like they can wait. Because, wow, man, like, you take a look. This one's also getting ratioed, right? 54,000 upvotes to 71,000 downvotes at time of recording. Not great, especially when we took a look at everything that Disney was doing last week with the Mufasa, a Lion King story, or whatever the hell they want to go and do that with. And it was already underwater, but you had that with, what, 200,000 upvotes and... 100,000 upvotes, 200,000 downvotes. There's just no excitement at all whatsoever with what Star Wars is doing. Like, did you know there were a couple of animated shows that just dropped and wrapped up here not that long ago? Like, the franchise, like, Star Wars is dead, guys. Like, there's no bringing it back. Kind of crazy because, well, you've got all those react YouTubers that are out there that just watch the film and then go, oh my god, you seen the thing that happened on the screen? And they get super hyped for it, and then they try to take off their shirt and anticipate, not like that, but overreact to some of the greatest films of all time. But you just run down what they do, and you see the highest rated or the highest viewed videos on their channel, and it's the OT. Hell, it's even the prequels too. It's not the sequels. It's not what Disney has done with any of this stuff. And while some react channels were seeing success with early seasons of The Mandalorian, maybe even some, oh my god, look, it's Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in that terrible show. He Vadered. Maybe there's a couple of little instances that'll go ahead and get a little bit of attention, but overall, when it comes to expanding, trying to do anything with Star Wars, I forget who said this, but I've heard it parroted and talked about a couple of different times. Star Wars went from being a franchise to just being a self-contained meta franchise. Star Wars isn't about telling stories. Star Wars is Star Wars. It's all about referencing things that have already been established. Never has a franchise been as popular as this has been reduced to the state where it's just simply making self-references. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. You could argue that Doctor Who's in a worse state. I would listen to those arguments. You could say that Star Trek is probably even more dead than Star Wars, but popular as Star Trek is to Trekkies, it was nowhere near as popular as Star Wars. And the fact that you have a new live-action show coming out, and what is it, a day goes by, you have 5 million views on the trailer on the YouTube side of things, and you can't even get 150,000 interactions on your like to dislike ratio. That just shows that it's embedded in other places, but nobody cares. Like, how many comments are there? 9,000 comments. Like, it's dead. It's dead. It's absolutely dead. And these comments, they're lampooning everything. Okay, taking quotes from there. Who are you? I'm your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate. Yeah, exact. Everybody see. Star Wars is about referencing itself. Okay. Oh, see, the big reveal in Empire was Darth Vader was Luke's father. So now everybody needs to have familial connections in order for anybody to care about the story. Holy Christ. Okay. Peace is a lie. Part of the first line of the Sith Code. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. What are you? Good question for another time. See, nobody cares anymore. Like, they know what they're gonna get. Okay, maybe some good production values, but overall it's going to get let down by a lackadaisical script, and everybody can see it. And this is probably the breaking point. This one, okay, is this supposed to save Star Wars? Is this Star Wars? It's modern Star Wars. It's Disney Star Wars. Is it going to save the franchise? Hell no. A franchise that still hasn't even turned a profit in over 10 years of ownership. Hilarious. The Acolyte trailer fails to impress fans despite its mature storyline. Well, we're unfortunate enough to have access to this on June 4th. We're going to see how mature it is. Just because something is poorly lit doesn't mean it's mature. Just because you have people with scowls on their face and you see people are dying doesn't make it mature. It still is written in crayon by a first-time screenwriter whose biggest accomplishment is feeding women to Harvey Weinstein. So Fandom Wire asks, what went wrong? Well, you see, there was a little film that came out in 2015 called The Force Awakens, and well, that's a very complex conversation to have. The 2024 Star Wars Day marked the impending arrival of the new chapter of the space opera franchise when the final trailer of The Acolyte was dropped online. The series is less than a month away from its premiere and will take viewers to the High Republic era when the Jedi Knights were at the peak of their prowess. And yes, the Sith had been totally and completely eliminated. They hadn't been seen in a millennia, according to Master Yoda, but we need to tell a story, so don't worry about, like canon events or anything like that. Despite the intriguing premise, it's not though. It's really not. And promise of a fresh narrative. Yep, sure. A fresh narrative landscape, even though they wanted to make as many references to the prequels as possible, even though this takes place somewhere between 200 and 100 years before the prequels. Hey, don't worry, we'll have a Yoda cameo in it. There'll be Yoda in it. Ooh, you like that? Ooh, jingle more keys. After the trailer debuted online, fans took to social media to share their feelings about it. Here's what the fans had to say about the Acolyte's trailer and why the trailer failed to impress the fans. Because it's just, I don't know, just people staring with mouths somewhat agape. Okay, like you got, a Donnie Yen or whatever this fucking name is. Yeah, you got black chick with boat rope dreads. Then you got old Ash Trinity with a lightsaber. Who cares, bro? Acolyte is a series created by Leslie Headland and takes place during the end of the High Republic era, years before the mainline Star Wars films. Stars Amandla Stenberg, yes, Lee Jun-jae, Manny Jacinto, a bunch of people, who cares? The series, dropped. It dropped as apropos, plopped, whatever you want to call it, on May 4th. That's Star Wars Day, guys. May the 4th be with you. However, the trailer failed to impress fans and generate positive hype before the series, despite an intriguing premise that revolves around the Jedi Master's investigation of a series of crimes. Yeah, because we've already been promised there's going to be mature storytelling this time around, guys. Oh, don't worry. We have a very intriguing plot here. Like, what's more important than the story that could be told between the prequels and the OT? Because we have the original actors in the form of Ewan McGregor reprising his role of Obi-Wan. We've heard this stuff before, and you guys can't deliver. So that's why nobody's excited for it. This is supposed to save Star Wars. I saw the Ahsoka trailer and fell for it, not falling for it twice. I'm desperate for good Star Wars. This ain't it, though. I can't wait to not watch this. Looks like a fan film. Did they get the cast from cosplayers at a convention? That's telling, man. You don't need to have the highest budgets in the world. You just need to have good storytelling. And you also can't have ruined the good faith that fans would have provided to you if you would have had anything good to follow this up with. Because what is this coming off the heels of? Mandalorian Season 3, universal derision. Ahsoka, nobody remembers. Nobody remembers that's the last thing that came out. And even still, we could play the entire trailer, but what's the big takeaway of this one? The villain is non-binary. So don't worry, guys. If you were looking for, I don't know, anything insightful from that, don't worry about it, because we got boxes to check and identities to represent out there, because that's something that I noticed in that trailer. Okay, there was a whole bunch of people being represented on the screen, except for quality storytelling. Star Wars Day apparently learned the villain of the Acolyte is non-binary. Who knew they existed hundreds of years before Luke Skywalker in a galaxy far, far away? For Star Wars Day, Lucasfilm released a new trailer in their poster, which describes StarWars.com features a terrifying figure carrying a red it's red! It's a red lightsaber! What does showrunner Leslie Headland say about the mysterious character? Headland describes the character in the plural. I'll just say that they're my favorite character. Wait, there's two of them? Nope. Could she simply be trying to hide the person's identity by not revealing if it's a female? It's going to be a female. Or a male? Maybe. Or she could have said he or she, right? Guess we'll find out when the series premieres June, right in time for Pride. Oh my, I didn't connect the dots on that one. Even though now, as we're unfortunately drawing closer to this one specific month in an entire year that's just been consumed with propaganda. I guess I didn't connect the dots on that one. That's kind of crazy, actually. That's a poster that they released. I don't like it. It's not a good poster. Carrie-Anne Moss couldn't look any less interested in being there. Same with Amanda Stenberg, whatever. Got dollar store Ezra Miller, and then you got the black chick at the bottom. She can't stop throwing up gang signs every time that she's on screen. It's insufferable, man. Nobody's wanting this. I hope the audience embraces the duality. They're not going to. No one is safe from the truth. Yeah, that's fantastic. Not even Disney, knowing that this is not going to do anything. The fact that we don't even have any ratings to show how poorly Ahsoka ended up doing by the end of the series just lets you know that Star Wars, dead guys, has been dead for a long time. If nobody's ready for the truth, you need to remind them that Hollywood's at one time the biggest cinematic franchise in Hollywood history. The biggest thing that they can do right now is release their old content in theaters, which is just a sad state of affairs for things. But I'll be paying attention to this when it comes out, also because there's nothing good coming out in entertainment this year, but there is a lot of crap. And well, if we don't point this out and if we don't reinforce how bad this stuff actually is, we're just going to continue to get this slop. No hate watching. No. Call out the garbage that's there so that we can continue to move forward and hopefully get something better. Because if not, the only thing that's going to be out there are the nut huggers, are the seal clappers that just think that, oh my god, there's lightsabers and went, whoa, whoa, oh my god, this is so cool. This is Star Wars. There's 6 films that are Star Wars. This is a fan fiction. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.